Very much at the heart of if you like, the historic criminal element of Brighton is this antique world. And it was Brighton that gave the name to a particularly nasty kind of villain, which is called knocker boys. The knocker boys came out really after the Second World War, when we've always had a tradition of rag and bone men. You know, the guys who literally go around with a horse and cart, going rag and bone, and people would throw out busted hoovers and all their grot. And the knocker boys thought, you know, we can make a lot more money by actually conning elderly people out of their antiques. There was one that told me how he used to operate, which was he said he'd target an area, get around with a mate, and they'd knock on the door of a house, and if it was an elderly lady, they'd say, well, just in your area, lady, turning any bits of unwanted furniture you have into cash, anything you'd like us to look at. And if she was unwise enough to let them in, and she would be, because they would be charming, gift of the gab, so they'd go in and they'd point to something that was clearly a piece of tat. And they'd say, oh, lady, that's really valuable. Oh, I haven't seen one of those in years. I hope you got that well insured. She goes, oh, right. Oh, yeah, you better insure for a couple of grand at least. What? And then they'd look around and they'd see the one thing that was valuable. And one of them would distract her and the other would kneel down and take a bag of sawdust from his pocket and pour it underneath. He said, lady, if you realize you've got woodworm and that, you don't want that in the house. It'll destroy everything what you've got in here. We'll take it off your hands for a fiver if you like. Sure, thank you very much, that's kind of you. And that's how they operated. It got so bad that the Independent newspaper in 1996 ran a headline saying, you know, if you're ever burgled, go straight to Brighton's lanes and look in the antique shops. The police used to regularly, in other towns and cities in the UK, if they saw a car with Brighton number plates, a station wagon or a van, they'd stop it, and if the driver was in the antique trade, they'd say, out of town, mate, hop it.